Look at this armored convoy. You'd think they were transporting Hannibal Lecter, but let's be real. The monsters inside make wild beasts look like house cats. This is the most heavily guarded prison in the UK, holding 900 of the most dangerous felons. Some inmates here built liquid bombs in a plot to blow 7 airliners out of the sky. We are talking about savages who attacked a British soldier in broad daylight and turned him into a pile of parts, and predators who abused hundreds of women. With all these terrorists crammed together, the prison is a powder keg. The guards clock in every day with a target on their backs, walking on eggshells, where one wrong move could mean their shift ends in a body bag. HMP Belmarsh sits in southeast London. It threw open its steel gates in 1991 and stands today as Britain's ultimate high-security fortress. Since day one, 0 escapes. Most inmates wouldn't even dare to dream about breaking out. This prison is an impenetrable fortress, surrounded by 6-meter-high concrete walls. Layers of razor wire wrap around the perimeter, and overhead, even the sky is caged in by 3 layers of steel mesh. The entire facility is under constant surveillance with state-of-the-art sensors, cameras, and alarm systems. If anyone gets too close to the wire or tries to breach the fence, the alarms go off instantly. Beyond the electronic eyes, the prison has multiple watchtowers manned 24/7 by snipers, ensuring total fire coverage. With attack dog squads and bomb-proof corridors, this place is locked down tighter than Fort Knox. Not even a fly is getting out. This prison was built for one sole purpose: to cage the biggest threats to national security. With security this tight, guards boast, "We are the end of the line. We take the worst of the worst." Currently, there are 900 inmates here, including 187 serial killers. Among these killers are 17 convicted terrorists, and the rest mostly have extreme violent tendencies. Because the inmates are so savage, violence is a daily routine. A month ago, a rookie who had just arrived accidentally bumped into another prisoner during a meal. A split second later, his face was left permanently scarred by a razor blade. Then came the boiling water, leaving him severely scalded. Now, look at this prisoner here. His rap sheet is longer than a CVS receipt. In 12 years, he's attacked 40 inmates and guards. To ensure safety, he had to be held in solitary confinement. Inside, there's the high security unit, literally a prison within a prison. This unit holds only 7 men designated by the Ministry of Justice as high risk, including Mohammed Hafiz. Don't let his looks fool you. He might look like a harmless retired old man, but he ran a global drug smuggling empire. He also spent 40 years dealing gold in Dubai, moving over $2.5 billion worth of product. Because his criminal record is so shocking, Hafiz is listed as one of the highest flight risk prisoners in the UK and can only live in a single cell here. His unit is covered by 96 high-definition cameras. The wire fencing is double-layered, and there is literally a triple-layer steel net hanging over his head. The godfather who once ruled a global empire is now reduced to watering petunias under the watchful eyes of snipers. His neighbors are just as twisted. Take terrorist Darren Osborne. He plowed a van into a crowd outside a park, leaving 1 dead and many injured. You've also got jihadis, like Aiden James, who fought on the front lines for ISIS. In here, if a prisoner loses their temper or tries to pull something, they get sent to the box. This is a special isolation cell within the high-security unit, measuring less than 5 square meters. There is no bed, no toilet, and no sink. Prisoners have to eat, sleep, and relieve themselves right on the bare floor. Pitch black, no lights, no windows. Once that door shuts, you're essentially buried alive. No matter how tough the inmate, spend enough time in the box, and you break. Regret rots into madness. Aiden James knows this better than anyone. Once, during free time, he grabbed a pool cue without warning and violently attacked his cellmate, which got him thrown into the box. For the first 3 hours of confinement, he managed to stay outwardly calm. But after 3 hours, the crushing silence and absolute darkness started eating away at his sanity. He turned into a rabid animal. First, he started pounding on the iron door. Then, he began striking his head against the walls and even attempted to use a plastic spoon to harm himself. To transfer him safely to the medical wing, 6 guards had to gear up fully. Clad in full riot gear and wielding shields, they were terrified that one wrong move could be their last. It took the combined strength of all 6 men just to pin him down and haul him to the medical bay. In this prison, even the general population wings are full of danger. 120 guards monitor 4 wings. Starting a riot here is like playing a game on hell mode. Almost impossible to win, but plenty of inmates are willing to roll the dice. The guards know the drill. 5 minutes of small talk, 2 hours of war. 1 minute they're debating what's for dinner, the next they're locked in hand-to-hand combat. Prisoners in the general wings have 4 hours of free time each day. This is supposed to be a breather for them to exercise and get fresh air, but it often becomes a fuse for violence. Once, 2 prisoners got into an argument, and within seconds, the quarrel escalated into a free-for-all brawl involving dozens of people. The alarms went off, and the dog squad and riot guards rushed to the scene. It took 40 guards and 4 dog teams to finally suppress the riot. After the dust settled, even the riot dogs looked like they needed a vacation. To keep the inmates from killing each other, the prison tries to bleed their energy dry. They manage food strictly. Every portion is weighed to ensure every prisoner remains in a state of semi-hunger. The lunch menu sounds like a 5-star hotel. Beef, chicken, pizza, burgers. But wake up. Here, you get a scoop of slop and a splash of watery broth. On top of that, the guards deliberately give the young, aggressive prisoners shoes that are one size too small. It's psychological warfare. Every step becomes agony. And let me tell you, it's hard to start a riot when your feet are screaming in pain. But despite the chaos, for many inmates, this isn't prison, it's home. Charlie Pope is a regular here. He knows this prison better than his own bedroom. At just 32, this is his 17th stint behind bars, serving a 19-month stretch for burglary. But here's the kicker. His family didn't just support his crimes. They copied them. Eventually, his 2 brothers got locked up too, turning the prison wing into a twisted family reunion. Charlie admits they're a family business of crime. His dad was a regular here back in the day, and the whole clan lives off illegal gains. His brother Ryan put it bluntly.
All your money when you live by is funded by crime. Don't say shit like that, bro.
It is.
Statistics show that more than half of the prisoners in the UK will end up back in jail within a year of their release. To break this cycle, the prison authorities are desperate. They actively encourage prisoners to participate in competitions where winners can get a prize of £500, which can be used as a startup fund for a business. So far, this measure hasn't shown much effect. The youngest prisoner here is only 18, and the oldest is 93. Most inmates spend the majority of their adult lives behind bars. If you like this story, please like and subscribe so we can explore the wider world together. See you next time.